Police are at it again. A fraternity and sorority party benefiting cardiac research at Dartmouth College had to be canceled because one student found the Fiesta theme offensive, saying, quote, "As a Mexican-born, United States-raised first-generation woman of color, it was sadly unsurprising that a culturally themed party was seen as a casual venture for such privileged institutions such as Dartmouth." There are various problematic structures and ideologies regarding a Cinco de Mayo-inspired event and the exploitation of groups of people and cultures for the sake of business opportunities, end quote. Well, our next guest wrote a response to the move, and we are joined now by the editor-in-chief of Dartmouth Review, Nicholas Desatnick. Thanks for being with us, Nick. So why did you feel it was important to speak up and write your piece?
Well, thank you for having me. The reason I decided to write that piece was the mood on campus was such that there's a lot of frustration, even anger, over the way in which this was handled. A lot of the comments on the initial report about the way in which this was handled were negative and very critical of the way in which the administration pursued this. So I felt the need, as someone at the editor at the Review, to write a more cohesive, holistic response.
Nick, are you saying that the student body perceived this as what? What was the general fear on campus or response from the students when the party was canceled?
The general sense on campus, from my standpoint, was one of outrage in many senses. People were horrified that the reaction from the administration was such that the sensitivity of one group was able to outweigh what was a charitable event put on by the vast majority of the student body. So most people on the campus, as far as I can tell, are very much in agreement with the opinions we express in the paper.
The student who put forward the complaint, Daniela Hernandez, she said that this was for business. You say it was for charity.
It most certainly was, yes. This is the third year in a row that Phi Delta Alpha and Alpha Phi have put on this group together, along with other Greek organizations on campus. For each year, it's benefited cardiac research. So this is not a business venture, as far as we can tell. This is a charitable opportunity which has gone awry. What's
your fear here with this move?
Our concern is that the rule of law on Dartmouth's campus seems to be eroding slowly. It seems that the group with the ripest sense of self-esteem gets a free pass when it comes to these issues on campus. There's no longer a sense of bringing people to the table, discussing problems. It's always if you're offended, if you're the most sensitive, you prevail. So there's been a lot of frustration stemming from that climate and that sort of cultural drift in recent weeks and months.
Have you spoken with Daniela Hernandez?
I have not personally, no.
Do you hope to? Is that on your list? Two of you get together and maybe talk this out?
It certainly is. I mean, Dartmouth is very much a place that emphasizes dialogue and discussion, and it would be great for everyone to sit down and actually have an open conversation about this rather than a rather Orwellian conversation about the nature of this being sensitive and cultural appropriation in a sort of aloof forum. So ideally that conversation could happen. It's something that we're hoping to have happen, and it's something that I hope my article helps inspire.
Great. Something I love about your generation. Nick Desatnick, thanks for being with us today at Fox and Friends. Keep us posted on that.
My pleasure. Thank you.